here we go. We are rolling. It is time for another episode of Cash's Top 5, and we have a fun one this week. I say that all the time, but I really mean it, of course. Joining me today, long time, one of my closest best friends. Just kidding. We actually met not that long ago through social media, but she's awesome. You're going to love her. Brooklyn McDaniels, how are you doing?
I am doing excellent. Thank you so much for having me, Cash. Very much looking forward to the conversation and excited to dive in.
Yeah, we went back and forth a little bit trying to decide what top 5 we wanted to do. We wanted it to be fun. We wanted it to not be too surface. And I think we landed on one that a lot of people would have a top 5 of. This isn't too niche. So what are we ranking today?
Today, we will be ranking the top 5 celebrities that would want to join us on a party bus.
Which, just fantasizing and daydreaming about that is awesome. An epic night out on the town. You got a huge stretch party bus, lights in there, drinks, music playing. Who's joining you? So this should be a good time. Now, when I approached it, I thought, do I want this to just be all guys? Do I want this to be a nice mix? Like maybe my top 5 celebrities wouldn't mesh well. So do I need to maybe leave somebody out? How did you approach your list?
I think for me, I just thought more so about who would I want to hang out with individually. I didn't really think about how they would get along themselves, which I don't really care about because it's going to be my night and I get to develop what I want.
Sure.
So much more about like who I would vibe with, who I've followed closely, who I've heard is like a good time, kind of people that I'd want to spend the evening with. And so that's what we're going to do.
All right. I love it. So top 5 celebrities on our party bus. Who do you have at number 5?
Number 5 being the unfortunately least important spot. I was struggling to pick between Normani and Ryan Destiny. These two in particular, because I met them at a Super Bowl a few years ago and they were so cool. We're like around the same age. They're just beautiful. Obviously they're models and singers and, much, much more famous than I am. But I just felt like we'd be like the best of friends. Like if I were a celebrity, like that would 100% be my friend group. So I think I'm going to go with Normani in number 5. I feel like she has a very fun personality. She used to be in like a really big, fun pop group. So I feel like she'd be like a cute little like bestie to sit next to on the party
bus. Now, which pop group was she at? Fifth Harmony?
Fifth Harmony. That's correct. Yep. And she's kind of one of the ones that really took off afterwards. So kudos to her. And yeah, I'd love to invite her on my party bus.
That's awesome. I like the thought process there. I do. So you and I work in industries where we have been able to spend time with, larger names and celebrities. I actually went with a list of those who I haven't met because I felt like that should be part of it. Like I'm like, well, I know he's awesome or I know she's cool, so I'm going to invite them on. Like that felt like I want to be a little more level playing field. I want to
love that. Love it.
Surprised. And I also want credit for knowing a Fifth Harmony member.
I know. Yeah, that's great because I almost forgot the name of the group. So good job.
All right. So Normani at number 5. My number 5 for you. When I think about who I would want to hang out with, like you said, I wanted to be people I want to hang out with, but I do want people that just have a good vibe, a good atmosphere around them. So I don't know that it would really matter who's coming into the mix. But my number 5 is a very funny guy, very musically inclined as well. He has a part of his stand-up. You probably know him as Daryl from The Office, but Craig Robinson is my number 5. He has always seemed like such a funny, chill dude. He's laid back. Everybody that works with him loves him. Actually, I just realized I have met Craig. We didn't spend much time together. He was at a comedy club here in Indy.
Wow.
So, but to say we met, like we said hi. I mean,
right.
Not really. But just an awesome dude. Would be a lot of fun. Probably break out a piano or a keyboard at some point, end up at a piano bar if we're in Nashville. So yeah, Craig, my number 5.
Good choice. I am actually I've never watched The Office and I get shamed for that a lot. What? So I might reconsider like later when I have some more time, maybe this summer. But I assume if he's the character from The Office, he's probably great. I feel like people just are obsessed with the show and like have just, taken it so far. So good number 5 choice. I'm with it.
All right. Number 4, who we got?
All right, rolling along, thinking about what you said as far as knowing these people, I guess I have actually met number 4. Again, very brief interaction. This was at a Pro Bowl in Orlando, Florida, probably 3 or 4 years ago. But it's really key that you have someone who's like extremely lit, right? Always fun, turning up the vibes, going to keep it like a great night. So I went with Snoop Dogg as number 4. Right. I think he's a critical member of the party bus. really just, keeping everything up all night. And he's someone that I think needs to be on that bus.
That's such a great pick. He's an honorable mention of mine. I had him in my top 5. He ended up actually getting booted out a little bit. No offense, Snoop, but you talk about a guy that gets along with everybody.
Everybody, doesn't matter who it is.
Interests everywhere. Universally beloved. That's such a good pick. I really wanted to keep him in my top 5, but yeah, I mean, Craig just kind of edged him out a little bit. And the rest of my top, the rest of my top 5 are pretty solid. So my number 4 for you, I haven't met, but you have, and I swear to God,
have I?
She was on my list before you and I decided to do this topic.
No way.
But my number 4 is formerly of Good Morning Football, currently of FanDuel TV, Kay Adams.
Love her. Great woman. That's the girl.
She's the best. I mean,
literally the girl.
Can talk sports, can talk whatever. She randomly will know old comedies, like she'll know quotes, but then she'll have blind spots that make you laugh. Like, how have you never, like you said, you've never seen The Office? You're like, what? How could you never? Obviously, total smoke show, gorgeous, and that's not even really why I would want her there. She just seems like the most awesome chick, and I would want her on my party bus.
Yeah, you're spot on. Kay is incredible. I've had the pleasure of working with her a lot. And I love her. Just like such a great spirit, like never does too much, just so down to earth. And also like extremely intelligent and just knows all her stuff, right? Like she's just always on it. Great choice. I feel like she'd be a very, very fun time.
All right, Normani, we have Snoop Dogg. So we have 2 musically inclined guests so far on your party bus. Who do we have number 3?
Number 3 is also musically inclined. And this was a tough one because I think it's really important to have both men and women on this party bus. And I want beautiful women, I guess beautiful men too, that are really, fun, but also have great portfolios, people that I look up to. So I feel like Normani was more of like the friend that I feel like I can kind of identify with. Snoop Dogg, just, someone that needs to be there. But this is a woman that I've looked up to since I was a young girl. The group she was a part of, like, led my entire childhood. So at number 3, I have Kelly Rowland.
Oh, okay. You gave me a little left turn there. I thought we were about to hear Beyonce because I was thinking Destiny's Child.
So everybody thinks, and I'm not a hater. Like I love Beyonce. Beyonce's great, but I don't think I want Beyonce on my party bus. I don't really see. I don't know how much she contribute to the environment, but I feel like Kelly Rowe is just always fun. Always just like with it. I feel like she's just that one that maybe didn't get all the credit she deserves, but I feel like she would really show up on a party bus. So that's my girl.
That's a good pick. When you think about how universally beloved and known Snoop Dogg is, I don't know that the shine would be constantly on him the way that a Beyonce would.
Absolutely.
It's not like a diva thing. It's like this otherworldly, like inaccessibility kind of thing. And I feel like Kelly Rowe is, like you said, just as talented, just as awesome, but there's an accessibility there. I feel like we actually kind of know who she is as a person.
You could approach her and she probably, would actually, speak to you. So I think 100% she's the best number 3 for me.
All right. I like so we're going to join party buses at some
point. I was going to say, are these 2 party buses or 1? I'm just confused. Are we together or?
Everybody we've picked so far would really get along. So
okay, let's give up with that. I love it.
So I had Greg Robinson at 5. I have Kay Adams at 4. My number 3 will be a big fan that Kay is on the bus, being a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan himself. But the man, Paul Rudd, just seems like the ultimate bro, it just super not problematic. Nothing's ever come out that he was a jerk or he's had, problems, or just a nice guy. I mean, obviously everybody knows like he doesn't age, that's kind of what he's known for, is he looks the same as he did back in Clueless back in the day.
Of course.
But everybody that's, again, like Craig Robinson, everybody that's worked with him, super funny guy, super nice, fan interaction. On social media, people like, yeah, I met Paul at the airport and he was really awesome. And he actually went out of his way to do this for me. And I don't know. I feel like he would be the one to keep it positive and keep it going, and would be like kind of like the battery of the bus.
And like not too good for anyone, right? Like just there in the moment, having a great time. I think that's the key, is just that everyone just wants to like kick it and enjoy the night,
Yeah, he doesn't care how charming he is. He doesn't care how good looking he is. Like you talked about having beautiful men on your bus.
Yes, beautiful men, of course.
Very just unassuming, just wants everybody to have a good time. And that's the vibe we need to have on the party bus.
Love it. I'm with it.
All right. These are These are the big dogs now. These are the
Here we
big
go.
dogs. Top two.
Let me clear my
for the
throat for
party
this one.
bus. Who do we
Okay. At number two, I think this is I don't even think, I know this is an extremely influential person. He's gained the respect of the world, literally the world, not the country. And I think, on every party bus, you need that like responsible person, right? The person who's not going to be too drunk or like, doing too much, dancing in the middle of the floor. The person that's going to like keep it all going and make sure everybody gets home safely at night. So at my number two, I've got the one, the only Barack H. Obama.
I was wondering if that's where you were going when you were like start talking about making sure everybody gets home. He's going to be the responsible. I was like, I bet she's going with Barack. He
100%.
would be so much fun on a.
It would be great. Absolutely.
The funniest president.
Love him.
That we've ever had. I mean, obviously a great speaker, but when you can't fake funny. People try and it's like, oh, this is really cringy. Somebody wrote those jokes for you and you're not able to deliver it. But that guy is
a natural,
excellent
right?
in the room.
Amazing. I think he'd be great for the vibes, just you're right. So much fun, but also just like making sure everybody's good the whole time too. So shout out Barack. Who's your number two?
Well, before I give you my number two,
yes,
I want to ask you this because I was wondering if this was going to come up. Did you pick anybody, and this is the first time I've thought of this, did you pick anybody on your bus thinking they might bring somebody like if you have Barack, like when like Michelle's going to be there, right? Like she's going to make an appearance.
We weren't clear on +1, so I wasn't really sure that was going to work if it was just like a non-transferable invite. So in that case, I was thinking about, okay, do I want Michelle and Barack? But I almost feel like that's too much responsibility, right? I don't think I need both of them. I think half of the couple can like be the responsible party. So I decided to omit Michelle. Unfortunately, I love her. I actually just saw her in New York like 2 weeks ago speaking, but unfortunately, I don't think she's going to be on this trip.
That's fair. And again, she can do like a pop in, like you.
Yeah,
just happen.
We'll see her like when we get there. Yeah,
girls.
Yeah, meet us later.
Like, oh hey, and then we're back on the road.
100%.
My number two is someone that I have been. It's not too dissimilar from Kay Adams. Been in love with this woman for so long.
Oh,
so funny. In love. Capital L love. With Jennifer Lawrence. Has to be on my party bus.
Beautiful woman.
Can hold her own, can, shoot the breeze, probably drinks harder liquor than I do and can last a lot longer, drink us all under the table. Funny, gets along with everybody, guys love her, women love her, and would be the ultimate life of the party. She's the one that's going to like whatever bar we kind of dive into for a sec. She's the one ordering up body shots, is up on top of the bar and making sure the playlist is still going. J-Law is easily my number two.
Yeah, great selection. Literally no issues with that. I think J-Law is kind of like equal to my Snoop Dogg. So you need that person that's just gonna like, keep the vibes rolling along, and she's 100% that woman.
All right, Normani, Snoop Dogg. We've got Kelly Rowland, and we have Barack Obama. This is such an amazing collection of celebrities.
It's great. I love them all.
You're having deep conversations. You're telling jokes.
Singing a little bit.
Singing some tunes.
Maybe rapping a little bit,
Doing a little bit of rap, doing a little bit of a freestyle, circle around. Number one, this was, I feel like, easy for you. You seem like you
Number one was the first one, 100%.
Who do we got?
All right. At number one, to me, the most important person in the entire world, someone who I think, unlike other people, I really look up to him. I think he is phenomenal. I'd love for him to be my mentor, but I'd also love for him to be my husband. At number one, we have the chosen one, the king, LeBron James.
Okay, another one that if you have Barack on your bus, he's likely to show up anyway.
Of course, they love each other, just like everybody loves LeBron. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, and Barack, but he's really my everything, to be honest. Like, there's nothing I dislike about this man. I think he's a phenomenon, both on the court and off. And I really love everything about him. And I think selfishly, like, he is the person, if I couldn't have anybody else, I would love to be on the bus with him, just so we could just have a great night,
I like it because he's obviously the athlete, but he has the personality. He has the intellect. He can carry conversation. He's also funny. He doesn't have to fake it.
Amazing. Good looking, everything.
Yeah. Well, of course, I mean, you said beautiful men on your bus and you want to
He's
marry
the
him.
most beautiful, like hands down.
That's your guy. And I will have to say that I've had to eat crow a little bit when it comes to LeBron because as an Indiana Pacers fan,
Mm.
I hated him hard for a long time. And when you think about old takes exposed, like some of my old tweets, like I can't wait till LeBron's out of the league. And now I'm like, at this point, I'm like, yeah, no, I should probably just appreciate one of the greatest
I
of all
appreciate being
time.
able to watch him while you can. I didn't see MJ. I didn't grow up seeing Michael Jordan, so this is who we have. So it's like you gotta like this is. I mean, it's already gone down in the history books, but our kids are gonna be like, oh my god, you got to go see LeBron in person, like. So we've got to really cherish it.
Absolutely. That's how I felt because you don't realize it's, when Peyton Manning retired, when Kobe retired, when you're watching their last couple of games, being a Pacer, when Reggie Miller had his last game here,
Yeah.
I just remember being like, oh, it's over. Like there's almost like an innocence lost, like that part of my childhood or that part of my sports fandom kind of dies or retires with them. And so the fact that LeBron's still able to be as amazing as he is in year 20 or whatever, he's 38, 39 years old, is so impressive. So,
all right, here we go. Drum roll.
All right, drum roll.
Your number one.
My number 5, I had Craig Robinson. I had your girl and my girl, Kay Adams. We had Paul Rudd, Jennifer Lawrence. This is a fun crew, not unlike yours. My number 1. Also on my top 10 favorite actors of all time list is the man Earl Bishop, aka Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
is my number 1. He can act, he can dance, he can sing, he can joke. He is master impressionist, the ultimate cool guy sitting in the corner booth. It's the end of the night. There's A-listers everywhere, but he's the one everybody wants to talk to. He's the one charming you all night. He's going to be the best on the party bus, and he's going to be the one that everybody knows, everybody loves. I got to have Jamie. And this, hopefully his health is going to rebound. I know he's been hospitalized, and I have no idea what's going on with that. I don't think anybody does. But regardless of that, Jamie Foxx, far and away my number 1.
I love it. I'm aligned. I think he's that all around type of guy. Everybody loves him. And he also does not get enough credit at all. This man is so impressive. He can literally do anything well. Like that is a jack of all trades if I've ever seen one. So Jamie Foxx is 100% great number 1 choice. And him and LeBron are also very good friends too. So if our party buses meet up, we're in for a good time.
We might as well just turn this into
one gigantic.
Yeah, we'll just get like a huge, like a tour bus.
We need
and get our 10 guests out on the road. Is there anybody that didn't quite make your list, or is there anybody that you feel like should, but you're like, you know what? Nah, other people are high on them, but I'm not. Anybody like that?
I think just because obviously, like I am a Black woman and I love other beautiful Black women. I think Michelle definitely honorable mention. Also Rihanna. I was thinking, do I want to go Rihanna, Beyonce route? Stayed away from it, but I think Rihanna 100% would have been, if the list was 10, not 5, 100% she's on it. So she was another honorable mention on my side. How about you?
Well, speaking of, needing and wanting beautiful Black women on the bus, Janelle Monáe would have been
so perfect.
Very close.
She's great.
Did you see Glass Onion on Netflix?
I saw Glass Onion. I actually saw like one of the first days they came out. She's great. She's so beautiful. Also multi-talented. I loved her in Moonlight as well. I feel like she stepped into a very different character in that movie, and I loved her. So she's great. Love her.
That's how you know how great of an actress she is. To be in love with her or be enamored with her, but then hate her so much because of that character. I mean, you empathize, but there are times where you like, oh, this is not a good woman.
She's very talented.
The deck stacked against her. So I didn't have any comedians on my list. I feel like if you were to do a party bus, people are like, oh, I'd want Dave Chappelle. I would want, I would.
You could argue Jamie Foxx has had some comedian days though.
True.
Jamie Foxx show, that was funny.
Much more than that. When people are like, oh, I'd want, Tom Segura or Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle or whoever. It's like, yeah, no, comedians really aren't that great, out in the wild. They're funny when they're on stage, but they can either be really dark and morose off stage, or they just kind of keep to themselves. So I steered clear of the major comedian route, obviously Jamie being the exception. But honorable mentions, Damon Wayans Jr., was
Oh,
almost
good
on my
one. Good
list.
one.
Super funny guy. And Craig Robinson, shout out to him. He also edged this guy out. I had to make room for Craig, but George Clooney, just
Love him.
because he's going to supply the Casamigos,
He does. He does own Casamigos, so that's an easy plug
he's going to
there.
take care of the tequila for the night. But he also is just another guy that he's like a Paul Rudd, unassuming, doesn't really get caught up in the whole hoopla of
Yeah,
who he is.
not too many issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good guy. Definitely, I'm a fan of George for sure.
And could bring a cool group around him. Brad Pitt wants to stop by, Matt Damon, oh yeah, randomly Sandra Bullock's there. All of a sudden, Julie Roberts.
Oh, she's a good one. She could have been a really good one. I'm a big
Mhm.
Sandra Bullock fan.
Well, Brooklyn, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Our party buses are awesome. I'm not surprised. I really hope we can actually make this happen someday.
Let's do it. I think we can do it.
I know you're super active on social media and you love to be out. You are a woman about town, especially there on the East Coast. Where can people find you? Where can they follow you? All that good stuff.
A woman about the town, yes, in New York City, in Brooklyn, of course. I'm gonna plug TikTok because it's my organization, and I would love to get some more followers there because I'm not going viral like all these other kids. So the ad is BEELYNMCDIZZLE. That's Beelin McDizzle. Follow me on TikTok. That's where it's at. That's where everybody should be.
All right. Short and simple and fun. Our party buses are going to be the best. Brooklyn, appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon, dear.
So good. It's great to meet you. Thank you so much for having me.